the past as well. We know they can perform at a high level, but the last couple of days we just have not seen it. Here with Kyle, Bulldog, and Capitalist to discuss what TNC can do to have a better showing, because I mean, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, the funny part is that TNC on paper got an upgrade when they picked up Armel. I think he's actually a better mid laner than Cuckoo, but they just don't have a game plan.
Yeah.
And that is really what's the problem here, is the strategy element is missing.
It's almost like they forget who they are when it turns into crunch time. And you brought up a lack of a coach, and I think I look at a team like Mineski. The coach isn't necessarily going to fix things as much as he's going to show people on the, like, he'll identify what the team plays well and ensure that they play to the best of their ability. Because TNC, the potential's there. We all know, we all see it. And they go into that match against Liquid and they're like favored by the community, but they don't perform up to that.
Yeah, they got to make some changes here. They're trying to go back to their roots there, picking a Terrible, even though it's gotten nerfed so much. And you know, I made a mistake myself with Alliance. Here gets nerfed, we keep picking it, and we lost for 2 years. So they probably shouldn't try to do that anymore. No more Terrorblade. If there's a Slark game, you pick it. It's, you know, so.
I'm just hoping it gets nerfed on the panel before I end up just getting replaced.
You?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna like make a team or something, right? You lost the passion?
No, I mean, you never know what's gonna happen.
Well, we know that you're going to the qualifier hub, so that's already not happening.
EG might need a new player.
Did you check your email?
I have higher standards.
Okay, draft is ready for game number 2. TNC looking to tie the score and force out that third game. VGJ.Storm, they were on the roll. I mean, we can obviously say that TNC didn't perform to the level that we hold them at, but at the same time, Storm, we had some criticism for them. One of them was that they have thrown away some leads in the past. This previous game was very methodical. They did not overextend. Bulldog, you had trouble selecting an MVP because they were just one unit, and that was so important for that team to improve.
Yeah, in this game, some key heroes would be probably Naga, Siren, and Beastmaster. Seems to be the 2 heroes that just VGJ.Storm loves the Beastmaster. Naga just seems to be such a strong hero right now.
Why are you picking? What are you picking if you're banning Lycan first phase? Because that is different from last game.
Luna supports that just feed Skywrath, Bane.
Okay.
You know, things that just get ran up by the minions.
So you think they're maybe going to try and run it back with an Axe Sky or something?
Luna is another hero I think Lycan's good against. Anything you can just run at, pretty much, that doesn't have the ability to deal with your pressure.
But it was open last game and they ignored it then, so it's a little bit odd.
Different though, because their first pick second pick this game. I think that the Lycan is scariest as that second pick when your first pick hero, because you just open with support, and then there's a Lycan in a game where, let's say you went, you know, Skywrath plus something else that's squishy. It's just a free Lycan game, like or the game we saw Mineski get crushed by that. They went Mirana Nyx, and LGD insta-picked Lycan, and it's almost just a GG opener.
Yeah, and surely we just like the Naga here, honestly. And then you compare it with Disruptor or heroes we've seen many times. Yep. Just such a strong hero right now. TNC.
Well, I'm hoping this time around TNC will pick up Disruptor against this
Sky, maybe. Be really good here.
I like Beast Sky over Beast Disruptor. You can't. They're just going to Jakiro if you take Disruptor. And I think that the Sky is just a better hero right now. And I was watching Bex. What do you guys think about this Naga hero? Why is he so good? Because I was looking. He seemed to ensnare from like half a screen away. I feel like the cast range on that ability has got to be toned down a bit. Ooh, I like that a lot too.
Solid opening.
I think it like the cool part is it leaves your draft open, that you can run Leshrac core, whereas Skywrath Mage is a bit more locked down.
Great synergy between the 2 heroes as well. Tons of tower pressure, wave clear.
Yeah.
Great off-lane duel, or you can core the Lesh. I think second pick is a lot harder to draft nowadays because you really want to make sure that one of those heroes in your opener is versatile.
So if you can't have the big healer and the Warlock, that's why TNC banded away. They wanted to run an aggro dual lane. What is the better 5-position replacement that protects you against all this harassment?
Well, you got to choose right now, again, with the Disruptor and Yakiro. Last time they decided to go for Luna, which they can't this time. So, I don't know, I wouldn't mind to just say Yakiro. It's really good ice paths with, against all the summons. It's really annoying. And it's a pretty good laner as well.
It's probably one of the best 5-position laners in the game right now, so it can kind of contest Beastmaster Lash.
What did you guys think about Yours Mirana previous game? It was a hero that they haven't played that often yet. Obviously pairs up well with the Naga as well, but
I've liked it. It seems to be really strong. I looked over his talents. They're pretty nice. And it's one of those heroes that it was only tweaked a little bit in the patch, but it gets it on people's minds. And that level 25 talent, obviously, didn't see it in that game, but it's 2 seconds downtime on your invis. That's pretty nuts. And they do go
crazy.
Disruptor.
They go Disruptor in the end.
Bulldog predicting both picks. I mean, just unbelievable.
We can just be quiet and let Bulldog decide what the teams are going to pick next.
If you just say every hero, you're right, in a sense.
That's what I'd try.
They're going to pick a hero. Now they're going to ban a hero.
They didn't actually pick a hero. They're just going to ban a hero. You were already wrong. One job. All right. Ember banned.
Yeah. That was a hero I was surprised to see EG not pick in that previous series. I think he's super underrated, even though he's been seeing a lot of play, at least more so than previous tournaments, because he's just so much reach. When you have supports like Disruptor Naga, the only thing you really fear is someone just getting through your lines and finding these squishy supports that provide so much team fight utility. And sometimes that can just take the form of a CCNC Dragon Knight.
May I just take a moment to say that I am actually pretty sad that we're not going to see EG versus VGJ.Storm. I'm think of all the stories. Resolution against the people that he got kicked by. Yawar against his brother. SVG against the organization that he coached for. Well, I'm sure we're going to get it in the open qualifiers. We're in the qualifiers, but still.
We'll save that encounter for TI itself.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would mean both of them qualify, and I'm not sure about that.
We've seen, right now they're banning the Skyrats, which is really good against Morphling, which is something that VGJ.Storm picks a lot of times. So they probably want to ban it right now. They ban a Medusa. Morphling is pretty common. Resolution plays it all the time. And this is how they like to play the Dota.
Yep, it's really good against Beast as well.
Yeah.
A lot of directions they can still go. VGJ is very open with this Disruptor Naga. I mean,
yeah, they don't have to go hard carry and slow down the game if they don't want to.
Yeah, we can also see Slark still this game as well on Resolution.
Yep. It's a great Slark game, especially if that Leshrac isn't a core.
Yeah, if the Leshrac isn't a core, so.
This is a decent spot to pick Death Prophet.
Yeah, it's still a Death Prophet game. I think it actually could work on either side, but.
5 seconds.
I would agree, but I think it's better for TNC. It's just, we saw even though it was ineffective, like the silence against Naga is just so nice.
Yeah.
Same
and
with Disruptor.
Ghost still being active when you're sleeping. And yeah, you got super good objectives with that. The Beastmaster, Leshrac, and the DP.
Yeah. It's not like Bulldog. When he's asleep, his snoring still does massive AoE damage.
How do you know?
We've had some moments.
Oh, okay.
Kyle drinks a lot and, you know, he comes into my room at night.
TMI, TMI,
Things happen.
TMI. PG-13, guys, come on. Cap, what do you think about the draft?
Sorry, I'm too busy envisioning Kyle and Bulldog together.
Please don't.
Name a more iconic duo.
It's scarred into my brain now.
I'm sure that it's on many people's brains
Kyle,
now.
welcome to the Keppa Club.
The Lion.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh.
Kind of predicting maybe a Slark pick here. Really good against Slark, of course, because of the Hex changes. Destroying Slark.
That hero is still so underpicked. Lion,
Yeah,
like,
I
it's
think
so
as
good.
well.
Lion's so good. The finger does so much damage.
Yeah, they fixed the problem with the hero as well. The problem was the laning phase was just awful with this hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Fingering. Yeah,
5 seconds.
Jesus.
it's good.
All right.
I think the laning change as well. Stun only being 70 mana. Used to be just such a terrible laner. You'd have 3 stuns, and you'd be tempted to skill mana drain at like level 2 or 3. And now that you can go 2-1-0 and just, it's so much lockdown, you can go back to that Chuan style of a roaming lion, even if you know you're only level 3, level 4. And great clock pick. Although it is guaranteed to be a core, it has great solo kill potential against every hero on TNC right now.
You don't like seeing Naga as a core anymore, ever?
Nah.
I mean, I know the chances are super, super low.
I'm okay with it. I think it's actually pretty strong.
I haven't seen it that much since you don't really go Radiance build anymore because the Radiant build is
You go like
been
Spirit
destroyed.
Vessel, earlier Meteor
10
Hammer.
seconds
It's also
remaining.
it's not pickable against Lion support. I think it's
Yeah.
viable,
5
but
seconds remaining.
Lion is like the go-to old school counter just because you get rid of one of those illusions with every mana drain.
And it's a good Clockwork core game just because you're strong versus 3 different heroes already. So even if TNC pick up like a 1 and 2 position that work around Clockwork, you're still going to feel good.
You got a lot of options now if you're TNC. I like the Lion as well just because it pairs so well with hard carries. And I think it favors a dual core style, which is what TNC likes to pick. Trying to think of which direction they go here. I mean, Death Prophet's still an option, but I'm thinking that you might want this to be a Lesh core in this game. Maybe you go
You're
for
dealing with a Clockwork core, though.
Well,
and that
they're-
could be a fast blade mill.
They're going
game.
all out push here. They got some really good pushing and team fight as well. So objectives
Yeah.
right
It's
there.
just, it's the dream clock game. And
Yep.
I'm not the biggest fan of core clock, but whenever you're in a position where you can just kill 4 heroes on the enemy side, plus they really have no natural force staff buyers. I mean,
10
it's such an
seconds
easy
remaining.
game. Plus the fact that you can just glimpse into the cogs all game too.
5
Yeah, it's a great
seconds
hero,
remaining.
but as you said, this hero is on the offlane has been nerfed so much. You can't really pressure as well as you used to, but still a great hero. Not super good against Beastmans because you can do the summons to deal with that a little bit, but still the other heroes, that's a dream when you play Clock. As an offlane, you don't play against a Rubik or any fast hero like that because Lion is pretty slow. You just get him and he's dead. Same with Leshruck.
VGJ, you got the Medusa that's banned, the Gyro's banned, the Luna's banned. A lot of their Rezo heroes are just out of the pool right now. I could see SF here. TA is a bit rough, but we've seen it dominate the lane so much. It could always work, I suppose. You just need damage now. You're really missing damage. You've got great 3, 4, 5, reach, catch potential, vision. Now you just need something that allows you to capitalize on that by clearing the waves.
Could still go perhaps a Lina middle if they want.
Oh,
Or
got
just
up.
have the Death Prophet DK matchup, because why not? I am happy to see TNC in good spirits, though. They are laughing, smiling, and having fun with it, which is, I think, a really good sign after a loss
Yeah,
like that.
but they shouldn't be so happy at all the way they played last game.
Oh, come on. you
Very
know, we
disappointing.
want them to be able to be able to reset, you know, come back stronger. It's like, they shouldn't be happy.
And they
How
picked a
dare
DK
these
now.
people have fun
Yeah.
playing
How are you
video
happy after
games?
picking a DK?
Remaining.
That's like one of my most played heroes in competitive, and it's just, gosh.
It's
I
one of
still-
the
I wouldn't
easiest
play-
heroes to play as well.
Exactly.
They were like,
Makes sense.
we need a hero that that Kyle can't possibly lose
Hey,
mid at.
that's the one year I got to TI. It was easy. I was just, all right, guys, I'm going to hit these 2 buttons and follow me.
And how did you do it, TI?
Good 9th place.
Yeah,
That's 9th to 12th.
they were upper bracket at one point.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's 12th place, but sure.
9th place.
9 to 12, sure.
Look, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. You know, just because you're
10
negative
seconds
Nancy.
remaining.
Hey, these
Doesn't
teams
change the
are
fact.
also 9 to 12th,
Oh.
5
right
seconds
now.
remaining.
so that would put you on the same level.
Radiant team
Well, that's good.
All right,
And
resolution.
if you win here,
hero.
you're top 8.
Oh.
If they win here, you're top 8 anyway.
PL Lifestealer banned out.
What about PL?
So, I'm trying to think. We should know what this is. Come on. What's the Rezo hero they go here?
I can tell you what he has played earlier
He's
this
played
tournament. He's
Sniper.
played so many different
It's not
heroes.
very good here.
He's
Well, they
played
might-
Void, Medusa,
5 seconds
Sniper, Juggernaut, OD.
It's a tough game. There's a lot of lockdown on TNC.
They got 4 stunners, so yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really
you picked the Wraith King.
Oh.
Bring him back.
The 2 games that Yuara has played Death Prophet, by the way, they did lose, so perhaps they want to have. Ooh, or never mind, they just want to
I love that pick.
have
Monkey
the Monkey
King.
King.
It's super good against Beastmaster DK because they're really like slow and steady damage output. As long as you're in the Wukongs, you're going to be fine. And Death Prophet's one of the best to utilize the safety of that ring.
And you know your mid matchup, or you think you know your mid matchup,
Yeah.
right? He's hoping to be able to put Monkey King against DK in mid lane. They have a side lane Death Prophet, but I
Yeah.
think TNC swaps this his DK over to a side lane,
Yeah.
and they give themselves a strong matchup against this Monkey.
Yeah, he beats Beastmaster too if he's in a 2v1, but the Beast Lesh dual lane would crush a Monkey King. Very low base armor. You're just super susceptible to heavy harass.
I'm not as big a fan of you because this hero will, before he gets BKB, he will just get blown up by all these heroes. And even when he gets BKB, you just still get the roar and you can just kite the hero. I'm not a huge fan of the Monkey King.
I'm okay with like Corlesh. I'm okay with like SF, Lina, like any killer hero.
I think you core Lesh, take Venge or something.
Oh,
Wow.
there you go for Lone Druid.
Wow.
Okay,
Alrighty
well,
then.
it's a quote-unquote Monkey King counter in the fact that you roar and push him out of his own ultimate. I would have preferred a killer, but
I like it.
Yeah?
Really?
Is this a good
I
Lone
like-
Druid game?
If I was playing, yeah, for sure. This hero is just great. I'm very surprised we don't see it more often, honestly. And yes, he said Savage is super good against the ult, and against DP, it's not the best hero. Maybe he'll go range for him now.
it's not good versus Core Clock. It's not really good versus Naga
No,
Siren,
but
right?
the range form I really like.
Okay.
There's very low damage on the enemy side, and
Sure.
you just outrange the Monkey King. You kite the Death Prophet, and the weakness of Lone Druid is when your lineups have low amounts of disable. He has 4
Yep.
stunners. Like Lion Lone
Sounds-
Druid
Are
is
you
so
going to go
much
like
damage.
a force on
Yeah, you
ranged
get-
Lone Druid
You go like
against
Pike,
Clock?
You guys?
Maelstrom, Aquila.
It sounds very promising for TNC.
Game is starting.
Would you all go for TNC to take this second game?
No, VGJ.
I'm going to go for Lone Druid.
Aha!
Me too.
All right, let's see if TNC can tie the score. It is over to Sayuri and Trent for game number 2.
Thank you very much. After a rough game 1, here we are in game 2. Trent, do you believe in the Lone Druid, my friend?
Savage panel, going for the Savage Roar. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm down. You know, that nice range form, right? You heard Kat pointing out the Hurricane Pike. You're always looking for these 4 staff builders up against Clockwork. That's one way to do it. They definitely needed a little bit of damage right at the end there to follow up with like these roars. Maybe something aside from just this burst from someone like Tim's with the ultimate. But if I'm being honest, I'm still favoring the VG draft overall.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe this could be a Shadow Fiend game, but the DP just feels so safe. We know how it works. It's great for sieging in the mid game and the late game. Smoke from VGJ.Storm already up in enemy territory. Well, it doesn't look like they'll find much this time. Remember that last game started disastrous when they made this rotation. But TNC in a much different position this time, more centered around that bottom set of bounty runes.
Doesn't look like there's going to be anything too serious here. Okay, so we'll just go for 2 for 2. But where are we now in terms of our heroes compared to last game? There is a return of somebody there, you see. It's MSS on the Nagasire.
Oh, my. Yeah, I mean, as Cap pointed out at the end of the last game, potential MVP there. Pretty much
I
a
agree.
picture-perfect Naga Siren game. Not a moment when we could criticize any of those songs of the Sirens. Great setups with the Mirana. It's a tough hero to play against. The Monkey King, I guess, is really the X factor for VGJ.Storm, like the panel was talking about, and they are going to do a little bit of lane trickery. Resolution will take the Monkey King mid to get that matchup against the DK, and now it seems it'll be an aggro try built around Yawar's Death Prophet up in the top as SVG makes that rotation on the Disruptor. So it will be a 3-on-1 against Raven, and likewise an aggro try in the bottom lane where they catch that initiation onto Snake King, and I think this is going to be your first blood. The follow-up Split Earth locking him down low. Cogs not enough, and this time Sam H will be the one to strike first.
Yeah, they need this really heavy punish if this is what they're going to do. You heard the discussion about swapping out the DK. That's kind of what you would assume TNC would do, but instead they gave him the mid items, they sent RML in, and he's going to have to just play this matchup out, see if he can handle the Jingu Mastery here from Rezo.
Well, so far so good for Armel. 7-0 compared to the 2-1 on Monkey King, though. There's this wave pushing in, and I imagine Resolution will be able to clean these up and level things out just a bit here. So we'll keep tabs on that. But up top, VGJ seem committed to this, and the Clockwork will just head back down bottom. Raven not having a fun time here.
Which hero would you rather have pressured, your Clockwork or your Lone Druid? You know, like I feel like this trade is working out quite a bit better for VGJ.Storm, and that's what forces the rotation from Cuckoo to be like, okay, we do actually need gold on Raven. We can't be
Yeah, right now
completely
Raven
out there.
has 0 last hits. There he gets his first one right now. So
Easy.
Brutal start for this Lone Druid. And yeah, you're right about Clock. I mean, obviously Staking would love to get some farm, but he's happy just getting experience. Just once that level 6 in a pretty timely manner, then you can start moving around, opening up space for your other cores, and finding initiations with that hook shot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the way they finished out the draft for VGJ.Storm. I think they needed some sort of a mobile core to kind of go with the clockwork. I think that's why the lifesteal ban made sense. And
SVG goes down.
A little bit of an easy one.
But he just got clipped by a stun there from Cuckoo.
Yeah, like there could have been infest bombs with the clock. That's one way to do it, but instead they just go for the super high mobility. And it was a little bit of a tough pick, right? Because you're thinking about like Ember sort of heroes that would have been nice too, but you're up against the Lion, so Monkey was really solid.
Now mid, Armel trading blows with Resolution, and it's not going to go the way that he wants as SVG rotates in. There's that Jingu Mastery. Even MSS joining the party with an Ensnare. The DK falls. Rezo getting credit for that kill.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they can get anything done on the side lanes to punish too. You see 3 heroes mid. I mean, Snaking's playing aggressive in the bottom, despite the fact that they just showed 3 other heroes mid and there was no rotation.
Almost kills Tim's here. Gets him very low. Now the Hex comes out and Tim's will have to walk away, but they absolutely won't be able to find the counter kill on Snaking. Now back up top, stun onto Yawar, but no follow-up there. This Lesh been pretty on point with these split earths so far.
Yeah, and with him making that aggressive maneuver, the bottom just means like there was no counterplay possible, and yeah, the thing's still pretty tied there mid, but Snaking, like, there's no mana left on SamH. He doesn't have the Soul Ring, so he's still just surviving down bot.
But let's take a moment here, Trent, and appreciate how well SamH is doing this game compared to last game. He's actually got a lane. He's 20 and 12 on this Beastmaster. He's level 3. I think we can expect him to have a much better mid-game presence than that Axe in game number 1.
Yeah, he's been given a way better lane. Not even close.
But now back to the top lane. Big damage being traded back and forth, and the kill goes the way of Yawar as the Crypt Swarm will finish off Cuckoo. Now back down bottom, Snake King getting chased down, won't be able to survive that onslaught. They trade 1-for-1 around the map.
Yep, nice little pull there from Tim's on the side, kind of draws out the wave, means Snake King can't just hide him at the tower, and they're able to go for the kill. So again, yeah, SamH just having a much easier time here.
Runes come out, and Tim's able to pick up a regen. Pretty nice for that Lion. He heads right back to lane, and they'll actually rotate one more down bottom. Snaking, again, very far forward in the lane. He will be punished. Raven on his way in. He secures the kill. 4-2. TNC strike once more.
Oh, SamH, I hope you enjoyed your 4 minutes. Now we're taking over. It's Raven's turn in the easy lane. SamH has to go find somewhere else to farm here.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said, you have to secure that lone druid farm. This is not a hero that plays well without farm. He needs a lot of space. He soaks up all those neutrals in the jungle in that mid game, and he has not been off to a good start.
Yeah.
Lesh is just holding the top for now, so they haven't actually moved out the Beastmaster yet. That seems pretty likely.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see the net worth distribution here because, yeah, as you said, SamH is still bottom. He wanted to wait for the bounty runes for his ball and everything, but Cuckoo loves to play a bit greedy on this Lesh rack. This has been, I would say, their best hero overall for the team. It's felt like lately it's just something they're very comfortable opening up with, and many games Cuckoo plays exceptionally well on it. He's very good at hitting the split earths, just outputting a lot of damage in these games. So yeah. If there's a hero that in this current patch I'm looking towards TNC winning games with, it is this Lesh rack. You know, it used to be the TB, and you saw what happened last game. It's not really the flavor of the month anymore.
Exactly. TB, how the mighty have fallen, and about time. SVG stunned up down bottom, follow-up axes, now the right clicks, but a TP rotation from MSS not going to be enough to save his Disruptor. Maybe they can at least get a counter kill on Tim's. Snaking now getting very low after securing that kill. Raven doesn't quite have it as the stick charges fly. Ensnare used on SamH. Axes, not quite enough as the Savage Roar comes out. I think SamH could be done for, but uses that bottle. Has 1 stick charge left. MSS
has to be careful.
Well, he's going to find this kill, it looks like. Ensnare, Riptide, right click. It's a kill onto the Beastmaster. 4-5 as VGJ.Storm react to that pressure down bottom.
Yeah, meanwhile, Rezo was chased up top there, but he will escape with a Boundless Strike.
Yep, there's that Elder Dragon form debuted for the first time by Armel in the mid. It's been a pretty even mid lane. Monkey King is ahead in net worth by a couple hundred gold, but the CS relatively even. Most of it just lopsided from that one death that Armel took earlier.
Yeah. Definitely comes back to the question, though, of like, who would you rather have this farm on, though?
Glimpse. Uh-oh, Raven, it's a 3-on-1. He's got no supports and nowhere to go. Kinetic Field and Cogs. The bear gets put in a cage and brought down. Cuckoo, however, finds a counter kill onto SVG. Obvious advantage for VGJ.Storm trading support before.
Yeah,
now back up top. SamH, he gets brought down immediately.
And very nicely timed there from Rezo. He knows the DK ult is just ending on Armel. So even though he's gone, there's no real threat on his tower in the mid lane.
Yeah.
He just dissipates the ult right now, and he's back just kind of right-clicking some creeps. So Rezo on point here. And again, who do you want this net worth on? A Monkey King or a Dragon Knight? You know, this feels so much better for Rezo. Easy game, gonna have a Battle Fury very quickly. Well set up here for VGJ.Storm.
And Yawar's had a fine time on this Death Prophet. We have seen some of the off-lane Death Prophets struggle a little bit, especially in the early game compared to when you're in that mid-roll, the driver's seat. But he's right up there, number 3 on net worth, just barely behind the DK. And then you've got this Monkey King who's king of the castle.
Yeah, they gave Yawar a lot of resources too. Plenty of support help.
Yep.
Just made it a very simple game for him, so they're able to now even
Back
pressure
mid.
onto RML.
Absolutely. No DK form, not much he can do. SVG with the glimpse, kinetic field right into the exorcism. That's a kill. Now on the other side, MSS as well as Resolution initiate onto Cuckoo. MSS getting pretty low, but able to survive through it. And Tim's now without some options. Neutral creep finishes off MSS, so no kill favoring TNC. A 1 for 3 technically, but huge advantage for VG.
Yeah, these heroes are just all very much ready to go. This is level 5.5 Beastmaster. He's not coming to that fight. He's not going to have any impact. Look at the heroes on VGJ.Storm. I mean, you have a Clockwork who's ready to go. Monkey King is A-OK with these early engagements, and a Death Prophet who had already popped Exorcism and now has a Haste Rune bottled up.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, very convenient. In fact, it'll be ready just as the Exorcism is coming back.
Well, now TNC will smoke up on Tim's and Cuckoo right outside of their tier 3. Right now, just headed towards mid, maybe looking for a kill on Yawar, but with that Haste Rune, not your easiest target. What's the play here, boys?
Yeah, real tough. You're going for this before Tim's has level 6. At 10 minutes, he does have enough experience now that by the time that the tome comes out, he will be 6, but going for a kill now just a little bit more difficult. However, they are going to partner up here with Raven.
I mean, maybe they'll find Snake King. He is level 6, has a hook shot, but no real target to hook shot to defensively. Nice cogs to get things started with that Hellbear Smasher playing some ring around the Rosie. Now the stun from the Lion connects, and they will secure this kill. So the smoke works out. Once more, Snake King ends up 6 feet under.
Yeah, not able to find any sort of an escape hook or something, and maybe just considering it not being worth it. Once he gets ball rolling, doesn't want to give up his cooldown, but...
And it's a tower for Raven, so
yeah.
a little bit of extra money going his way. Now the leading farmer on the Dire, but up top, Sam H, he's glimpsed. Kinetic fielded, a Primal Spring will land right on top, and oh, that monkey, he doesn't smell good.
They're just so clearly giving that kill over to Rezo as well. You saw both supports just completely stop. Just have to time it there with a Thunderstrike, and Rezo building towards a Battle Fury, which... They would not have an answer for if they went for the ranged lone druid, and maybe that's partially why Raven feels the need to head in towards that Radiant. So they're going to have someone who kind of farms at that same pace, but that ranged lone druid that you're kind of expecting in terms of like the counters and how it would synergize with the rest of their draft will not be here this game.
All right, the long grind begins. The Helm of the Dominator secured, but hook shot on the other side. Snake King jumps in onto Cuckoo. Yawar's there to help follow up and make it an easy kill, but in comes Tim's as well as Raven. Armel also not far behind. Yawar trying to make it up to the high ground and might get lucky here. Entangling claws come. He's trying to Spirit Siphon back up, but it's not enough, and they will go 1 for 1. This time support for core favoring TNC.
Okay, they get one back on the eagerness of Clockwork to make use of his hero. Ends up costing them their Death Prophet. So Tomes will come out now, though, and that means that we now have a game for MSS as well as Tim's. I would assume he'll be the one to get it, as they'll both have their ultimates available.
Disruptor and Naga basically at the same amount of XP, but that Song of the Siren just feels like your cherry on top in terms of breaking up these team fights. Mid-tier 1 taking a lot of damage. TNC will grab that uncontested. They did also lose their tier 1 in the top lane, where Resolution is just free farming away. But our eyes are down bottom as Snake King could fall victim to yet another gank. 2, 4, and 3 on this Clockwork. Setup from Tim's leads into Cuckoo. That disco ball on the Lesh is firing. It's like the 70s all over again here, Trent, as they find yet another on the King.
Yeah, and they're going to keep on pushing here, it looks like. See if they might want to make use of this lone druid. DKL coming up in 10 seconds. Now, they have used the tome on SVG, so he's got the level 6.
So they went for the Static Storm.
Yeah, I think most teams, when you see the Naga Disruptor, they do tend to give it to the Disruptor first. I thought maybe in that specific situation it would have looked a little bit better just because of how they were balled up, but by the time the tower went down, no chance for a song. So SVG is lurking behind, maybe hoping to bait the Death Prophet into some sort of a play here. But we have the angle from the Clockwork. Things very dangerous for TNC in this engagement. Looking for that Monkey King ulti to come too. Rezo needs to start his TP if he wants to be here.
He's going to come to the shrine. There's the Exorcism. Hook shot actually off the mark from Snake King, but still walks right into Cuckoo. Song of the Siren does set things up, but the Static Storm was used. Not the choreography they wanted for VGJ.Storm, and now Yawar will get brought down. They go 1 for 1. 2 for 2 even as the Monkey King has already fallen.
Yeah, Tim's caught them with a 2-man Earth Spike up there, able to help clean up.
Oh, wow. They're going to grab Snake King as he gets left behind, and it's a pretty good fight for TNC. 1 for 3, and this will be a Tier 2 tower going their way.
Once that hook shot missed, it was a total disaster. Like, Tim's, he saw Rezo come in, hits them both with the Earth Spike, then there's a follow-up there from Cuckoo. Great communication between the supports. And,
I mean, even before the missed hook
up.
shot, it was great positioning from Tim's. He saw that TP coming, was prepared and ready, and then hit him with that Hex as soon as he TP'd in, so they couldn't immediately hook shot. We'll see the replay come up right here.
Yeah, this is the bottom half of the fight, of course, too. Just the song didn't really feel like it had an impact here. It didn't set up anything. It just instantly canceled, like, oh shit, this isn't what we want. And up top, you can see the 2-man Earth Spike right into Split Earth. Easy peasy.
Well, big play by Tim's. Keeping his team in this game. It's a 2K net worth lead now for TNC as the momentum has shifted back into their favor, now about halfway to that Blink Dagger on the Lion. But from the perspective of VGJ.Storm, of course, things don't really get rolling until that Battle Fury comes out on the Monkey King. And still a ways to go until that Demon Age gets finished up, but then Resolution will have that farming tool and also have a little bit more damage to bring to these team fights.
Yeah, this is where the game gets a little bit awkward, though, as someone like Snake King, where you got the fight like it feels like you wanted, right? Because you're a core Clockwork, you're looking for engagements. That's kind of how you're going to farm. But it didn't go that well, and now you feel like, oh shit, can we like win these fights? And then you're saying to your teammates, yo, I can defend top. I'm here, guys. I have hook shot. And everyone else on your team is like, oh, I need this item. I need this item. I'd like this item, please. And then all you get is the creep waves. It's kind of how it goes, you know.
Yeah, it's been kind of a topsy-turvy game for this Clockwork. 3, 6, and 3. Been involved in some kills, but also taken a lot of deaths a bit prematurely in these rotations. Tier 1 tower up top, finished off by TNC. They're going to use this DK Lone Druid duo on top of the Edict to chew through these towers. Glyph used by VGJ.Storm. Looks like they are just split, trying to push themselves mid and bottom, but don't know if this will be a successful trade. There's just so much tower sieging potential on TNC. It's even just a level 1 Edict, but that's enough to cut right through it.
Bottom did not go so well. I mean, I think it was just tickled. So,
Yep, and mid, it gets down to about half HP, but not too scary. Yawar hanging on to the Exorcism for now.
You can see the Radiant scanning. Roche is kind of worried, looking for those natural rotations. Okay, well, you took a Tier 1, you took a Tier 2.
Snake King, he's going to walk a bit too far forward, and it's a 1-on-4. Not really sure what the game plan was there.
Thought they'd rotated back to their side, which makes sense. There was no objective left there, you know?
They were a step ahead, Trent. They knew. They're like, guys, this Clockwork, he's desperate. We've killed him enough times. He's going to come up for this farm. Just be patient. They saw it.
Fair enough. Now, in the meantime, Rezo did kind of get a little bit of like backstab action going on, cleared up some waves. They pushed that tower in the top. It's actually within deny range there. Tim's hesitating a bit to actually deny it, though.
Well, he's just going to walk away. They do still have that shrine, so in terms of access point, not really high priority.
But yeah, back we go to Battle Fury Gaming. And it's further hope. I mean, at the same time, the Yule Scepter for UR is also a very big deal. Snake King.
Shot, okay.
Yeah, creeps in the way there, hit in the catapult. Didn't have an angle, tried to cancel the TP.
It's a tough one. Miss all the shots you don't take there. See Cuckoo with the tip. Oh.
Very nice.
Poor
That's
guy.
a solid use right there.
Poor guy.
Their own toolkit's starting to come online, though. Blink Dagger done for Armel on the Dragon Knight, so if he can catch out the DP before with his Yules, obviously very handy.
Yep, Blink Drums, so going for some extra stats, movement speed there. Try to survive in these team fights. TNC definitely looking a lot better this game than last, maintaining some control as this laning stage is broken down. The Lone Druid getting pretty close to Radiance. I think he's already picked up the recipe, 3,200 gold towards the Relic. Now they get the Solar Crest out on the Beastmaster as well. Did not go for the Shadow Blade. We've seen this like Medallion, Shadow Blade, then back for the Solar Crest. But this game, Sam H opting right for that upgrade.
Just so much physical damage coming out from VGJ.Storm between the Monkey King and the Death Prophet. Yes, the 3-4-5 is largely magical, but in terms of that 1 and 2 from Rezo and Yawar, you're just taking away so much of the Solar Crest here.
Oh, glimpse onto Cuckoo. No hook shot needed, also not available. And Lesh gets brought down. It's coming up in just a couple seconds there. It was a close one.
Yeah. He's there for the follow-up. But yeah, into the tower they go. Still not really feeling the need for the Exorcism. They'll hold out.
Just chipping at that Tier 1. Sam H does have an Arcane Rune on right now, so great time to use that Primal Roar. Also makes the Wild Axes actually do a lot more damage.
Oh, I think Rezo's going to sneak his way to that Tier 2 as well up top. If they can keep that attention and he can just get this wave a little bit close, then that's going to go down. Well, that's attention.
Whoa, the initiation onto Yawar. Song of the Siren comes out a little bit late, and the finger will just finish him off. Buyback, though, used by Yawar. Static Storm Kinetic Field onto Sam H. Cuckoo gets glimpsed back into oblivion, and the Beastmaster actually still surviving. Clockwork goes down. Rezo finished off the tower, and now he's making the rotation from the backside. Snake King now buying back. They deploy the Exorcism. Boundless Strike connects on Sam H, and Monkey King will tree dance away, rather.
Yeah, Rezo just kind of like runs his way over, too. He's taking so long instead of like jumping or anything like that. So not there in time for any sort of the engagement.
Kind of peculiar. So 2 buybacks used by VGJ.Storm at 17 minutes. Not a big expenditure, so you don't want to read into it too much. Maybe hoping that TNC would commit a bit more, but at the end, they pretty much just get the Tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they did get that Tier 2 top as well, just because of the way the creep pushed in. So
True.
Overall, decent gains here for the side of VGJ.Storm. But yeah, I think if you're on TNC's side, you're feeling relatively fine about this. Looking for the next DK Ultimate, looking for the Radiance on the Bear. There it is. And let's play around it.
Yep, certainly where things get a little easier for the Dire. Monkey King does have that Battle Fury now with BKB queued up next. Already has the Ogre Club. Interesting to see Cuckoo here going Bloodstone, first item at least. That's what he's got queued up already with the Perseverance.
Yeah, this guy's an animal.
Yes, literally.
He is he? Is that a deer?
Lesh is some sort of goat creature. I'm not sure
he's
exactly.
a goat deer man. I don't know why he's a deer.
He's the keeper of the grove, Trent. That's
Keeper
really
of the goat grove. Got it. SVG on the run, taken down.
He's keeper of the graveyard right now. He gets sent back.
I think that's a grave keeper. They have a word for that. You don't gotta make up your own. You don't gotta be all fancy.
Well played, sir.
All right, but MSS, he does have this key item once again in the Meteor Hammer, and currently the BKBs on the side of the Dire.
I think the Bassi is really the key item with the Meteor Hammer.
It makes it very easy peasy, but they have no way to stop it. If he gets the song off, if you're clumped up, you're going to get punished.
Yeah, absolutely. And then speaking of punish, Yawar maybe in some trouble. He does get the silence onto Lion, but Savage Roar rather is there, and Yawar does end up getting brought down. It was a noble effort, unfortunately. Not going to survive.
No, solid attempt there. If only he had gotten the main hero as well there. Roar, but.
Okay. TNC absolutely hanging in and doing a great job managing their economy. They've got heroes just farming all throughout the jungle. Sam H and Cuckoo actually getting a lot of income.
Yeah, actually just looking so much better this game, too. I mean, it helps when all 3 of your core players feel like they're involved in the game. I really do think like they just did not set up Sam H whatsoever.
Yeah.
Sure, Tim's got some stuff going, but then there was just no one for him to play around either. This game, much more sacrificial onto Tim's. He's just kind of struggling his way towards the Blink Dagger, but you've seen how much they've given over to Cuckoo on the Slash Rack. Playing this this whole idea of net worth distribution, always very important for TNC. We always have like the super strong dual core, and then everyone else is kind of in behind. I like in this one how it's kind of like a set of pairings. It's like, yeah, you got our 1 and our 2, got our 3 and our 4 kind of next to each other, but they're much more elevated. You know, this isn't like last game where Sam H and Tim's were like together but down.
Absolutely. Mid-tier 2 tower, taking a lot of damage. Up top, Tim's has made a rotation to try to push back this Monkey King.
They have a ward there.
Does have an invisibility rune. Yeah, the Tinker Ward on the high ground. Not going to be enough. Resolution just a little too sneaky with that tree dance. What a hero.
Yeah, he's gone for the talent. So he's just all split push this game.
Okay.
It is completely ridiculous.
Plus 600 tree dance cast range. That's pretty darn good.
This was supposed to bring back the support Monkey King, guys. Didn't happen.
Here it's bringing back our core Monkey King. Right now, VGJ smoked up, perhaps looking to take a fight. They do have all those ultimates available. That is one thing I feel like we haven't talked about very much, but VGJ.Storm, very cooldown reliant. A lot of big ultimates. If they have those available, expect them to take a team fight. If not, expect them to be playing a lot more defensive.
Well, currently Rezo's been playing this like sort of split push sort of a game, so
haven't even seen a Wukong yet.
Yeah, no, and they're trying to bait this out and say like, oh, he's just split pushing, he's doing his thing, like he's trying to kind of hide, but now they're making it, it seems a little bit more apparent that he's got some backup there as the Naga illusion will push through past the wave as well, and they'll scout their way down to the Roche pit. Currently just some sneaky heroes around here, still smoked up under that Radiant Ward.
Oh, some smoke action from TNC. Just notice that hideous cosmetic on the Beastmaster, those little boars. It's like the little dinosaur Tremors boar.
It's beautiful.
Might be one of my least favorite in the game. It's hideous, dude. Look at it. What is it? Literally, what is it?
It's a boar. I mean, it's highlighted. I don't know.
It's a boar
I don't know
with
what
2
to
legs.
tell ya.
Ah, yes. I've seen many of those in my day at the zoo. Double damage rune. Going to be picked up by Armel here. His BKB very close on this Dragon Knight. About 500 off the recipe.
Yeah, just picks it up with his ult. He's still a little bit worried there, it seems.
A game of chicken here across the river. VGJ staying in enemy territory, and now TNC pushing up pretty far, trying to decide what they want to do here. But that bear going to be able to defend the creeps up top. And just like that, VGJ split their ways. They all move into the trees and TP home. And TNC will back up, kind of posturing like they're moving towards the Roche pit, but there is a Naga illusion in there, so they will be privy if that's the case. And indeed, TNC just head back to their jungle for a little bit of farming.
Well, overall, it's a completely different game from last game, but also a somewhat similar game. Very quiet.
Yeah.
Feels like we just got a lot of wandering around, dodging each other. But this time we have a very competitive game, as we've been saying lately here at the Supermajor. The things that we're looking for.
Yep. And again, worth reiterating, this is lower bracket, right? Elimination here. So both teams playing very safe. VGJ.Storm, nothing insurmountable. I mean, 6K net worth, 23 minutes, it hurts, but they've still got a lot of good team fight, and I think TNC are really respecting that.
Yeah, exactly. It's one Naga song away from you just being completely even once again. And that's a 10-second BKB on the Monkey King and an Echo Saber almost complete. I would be a little concerned about taking these battles from the Dire side. Next battle, very important too. You have your 10-second BKB on the Dragon Knight, and you also have that Bloodstone done on Cuckoo, so you really don't want to lose any of these Bloodstone charges, and you also want to gain some. You want to try and get the 16, 17, 18. And
always feels like a bit of a risky build to go like this. Brown Boots into Bloodstone. If you get those first kills or win that first team fight, it feels incredible, but if you lose that first team fight, if you get ganked again after that first team fight, it feels maybe not like a wasted item, but a pretty big sunk cost. It's an expensive paperweight you got there.
Yeah, it's very terrifying. They're going to go in for the Roche Pit. Now this is up against the Clockwork. They know the threat of the vision of the flare.
And I think VGJ.Storm are going to be able to get here in time. Roche falling reasonably fast, but there's the rocket
They're
flare.
blocking with the Wolf.
It's not going to be enough, though. The Primal Spring, the Song of the Siren, BKB gets used. Roche still pretty healthy, but they're going to set this up. The Wukong's command, the Static Storm, the Kinetic Field, and the damage is there. Cuckoo's going down fast. DK pops his BKB. They've lost the Disruptor as well. He'll buy back. VGJ.Storm still hanging in there, and it seems like Armel is going to have to back up, but Sam H on the backside, roar onto the Monkey King. Rezo's getting low and gets finished off by a Breathe Fire. VGJ in big trouble. Buyback now used by the Naga Siren. They've already lost 5 and make it 6 as the Disruptor dies back. Roche going the way of the Dire. Aegis for Armel. One hell of a team fight for TNC.
Yeah, it kind of looked like good initiation with the song, but they didn't get that like perfect follow-up. The BKB was used early from the Monkey King, so half of the duration was used during the actual song itself. And the hookshot wasn't used on that initial initiation either, so things just a little bit awkward. And once Cuckoo's able to get back to the Bloodstone, he's helping to push down these towers.
Yep, Glyph's already been used. Tier 3 mid gets chewed through, and this is the power of the lone Druid. You win a fight, and you can go right up to the enemy high ground. Melee barracks mid, taking a lot of damage, but respawn's pretty short for VGJ. TNC will not overstay their welcome, and once that melee falls, they get the hell out of Dodge.
Mid-melee barracks, 25 minutes here.
14K net worth as well. Cuckoo on the high ground. Looking for a stun, but not going to go for it. BKB now from Resolution up top. Trading some right clicks with Armel. Does have some teammates nearby, but Primal Roar. Follow-up not quite going to be there because of the BKBs. Armel, he'll use his magic immunity as he goes in deep. They want Rezo here, and they might just find him. Cuckoo sets it up and brings him down. Buyback available, but the Clockwork now in trouble. Yawar, BKB on. He does not have an Exorcism, and this is looking bad for VGJ. They've lost SVG, limited buybacks. Rezo decides to use his MSS with the Meteor Hammer, but Clockwork could be a dieback here as he uses the point blank hook shot. Off to the side, Monkey King gets stunned as the trees get killed. Cuckoo is an absolute monster, and just like that, VGJ.Storm tap out in 26 short minutes. Ultra kill for Armel, and TNC hang on to their tournament life.
We find ourselves in a second straight game of very tense, slow movements across the map where it feels like one team just doesn't quite know what the answer is.
Yeah.
And this time it was sort of VGJ.Storm who were wondering. I feel like they had a better idea of what they had to do. They were looking for that one big team fight, and they were gifted it. You know, that's one of those situations where you kind of look at a team like TNC and say, like, just don't give them that big team fight, and the game's going to be good.
Yeah.
But instead, we end up at this Roche pit. That song is there from MSS, and you're like, here it is, the big turnaround for VGJ.Storm, exactly what you expect, and it just didn't go the way they planned. It all happened so fast, kind of hard to tell what exactly flubbed up there.
It just felt like they didn't have the damage in the fight. So look at the damage at the end. There were 4 heroes that did over 10K on TNC. Not a single hero on VGJ.Storm did over 10,000 damage.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time just kind of like jumping around the map, of course. You have the Battle Fury going on the Monkey King, trying to get somewhere with that hero. But at the very most important part of the game for TNC, they got a bunch of kills onto Raven. And suddenly he just got in towards this Radiance way sooner than expected after that Helm of the Dominator.
It also felt like Snake King was pretty low impact that game. The Clockwork took a lot of risk with his positioning. It was punished pretty hard. Not able to really get much done. You know, there weren't many of those like crazy, from downtown hook shots. That just never happened.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't really have a lot of those moments, too, I guess, because they're still just waiting for the Monkey King. He's kind of like the big partner with the hook shots where he's going to follow up. They're going to have these good team fights going their way. But the key thing to me is just you needed that one big team fight at Roche. They got it, and they just did not execute the way you expect VGJ.Storm to do. And so they lost. Simple as that.
All right. Well, game 3 on the horizon, the decider to see who goes home. Let's head back to the panel and hear their thoughts.
Yeah, thank you so much, Trent and Zayuri, and indeed a tied score. We are going to a third game, and this second game, it was a fairly short one actually. Steadily, improving for TNC, doing better and better, and then one team fight, and that's all it took. That's all she wrote. VGJ.Storm, they drop a game. Cap, you were not expecting that?
No, I honestly thought we were just going to see TNC playoffs, and they're just going to lose 0-2, but they actually just won the laning phase, core Clockwork, and it's super hard to be able to come back into the game at that point in time. You actually have a pretty snowball-heavy lineup between Monkey King and Clockwork cores.
It felt like there was a lot of miscommunication and coordination with VGJ.Storm. That fight was a great example of it, where they song on top of the Disruptor ult that has no kinetic field, and then they walk away from it. Just didn't feel like they utilized their heroes as they should, and part of that's just because of how poor that laning phase went. And man, Cuckoo had a Bloodstone in that Roche fight too. Like,
like 21-minute Bloodstone or something. Crazy farmed. I think this Roshan fight, like, poor execution from VGJ.Storm, but I also think that it doesn't matter at this point in time. Like, this was their opportunity to come back into the game, yes, but I think TNC, like, they didn't really need to try and do Roshan against an Agasaran lineup. But when they win this one fight, the game's pretty much over.
Yeah. They could have delayed it if they wanted to, but this ends the game for them. They could have really won this as well, though, if they didn't fuck up so much. And as you said, the Lashrak here just insta-respawns, TP's back in. This is a big problem. And there we see the problem with Monkey King, perma-stun, BKB, and then stun again, and then another stun coming in, and boop, beep, beep.
A lot of little things done there, though, like the Solar Crest offensively by the Beastmaster, the Micro to use the Blast even with the Satyr. Just make sure they land that kill. Now all of a sudden you're fighting without a Monkey King. Yawar seemed relatively ineffective. Buys Yule's BKB, but is that really the choice when you're against this massive pressure of a physical damage lineup? And I just like the draft from TNC. Looks real nice. Lion, Lesh, and then you have 3 really tanky frontliners. Like, it's just easy from this point.
It's hard for the Clockwork to get a good, feel-good initiation against those kind of tanky cores, and then with this kind of lineup, it's a prerequisite to win the game. You have to be the ones initiating because you've got Monkey King, Disruptor. Like, these kind of heroes do not like the pressure being put on them. They like to be having a hero setting up for the fight so they can get the Monkey King ultimate inside of the cogs so they can get a good static storm. When they're pressured and they have to react, they're terrible heroes.
Oh, Snaking had a rough game, huh? 3-11-4.
Yeah, that's something I mentioned. And Cap didn't agree with that, but I think he's been a bit up and down, and we see at least Raven this game, 10-1. A little bit annoyed that he does not go boots. That's something that people copied Envy, that he doesn't go boots, and it's You go boots on the hero and even the bear. It's definitely worth it. You farm faster and you're way stronger in team fights.
Yeah.
A little bit annoying, but that still played really well. And the Radiance build worked fine there. You only have the one counter here, which is the DP, but that's okay. So it was still fine. I think the range would have worked just as good though.
For this series, I mean, both for game 1 and game 2, the way that you guys are talking about the teams, it feels like they are their own enemy. They're fighting themselves and their own, mentality. Is that a little bit how this series is going so far, Kyle?
Feels that way. I mean, Clock third pick just seems real awkward to me, especially when you look at them going DK fourth. Like, why don't they just take the Death Prophet before TNC can get their hands on it and, build a lineup? Like, that's where we see that hero picked. The moment you commit to a 3-4-5, you have no versatility left anymore. And they even, I don't know, I just didn't like it. It's just such low damage output. You put yourself in a bind where there aren't really any perfect hero picks. I thought their first draft was excellent, but is that, if I'm not mistaken, was that second pick just seeming to outdraft their opponents in both games? Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think so. The fact that the laning phase was so screwed up by the lone druid pick, right, where you have this Clockwork who can't, like, it needs to be a good Clockwork game, and he can't very easily go into a lone druid lane. They try and switch it up. He goes bottom lane. He loses against the Beastmaster really heavily. Yeah. The DK beats the Monkey King in the mid lane matchup, which is something that we thought was going to be a draft advantage for the fact that they already knew their mid laner. They could put the Monkey King there, but he actually still loses the lane.
Well, we have seen both teams win one game. We're going to find out who is going to take the cake, who's going to be top 8 at this Supermajor in the third game, which will happen after the break.